Hi there, this is the story of Canopy Growth. Ticker symbol CGC. Don't forget about this name, growth. You expect a lot of growth ahead. Right now, the market cap is about $346 million and the price $1.40. And in some days, this stock price has increased more than 50%. Now, the most important question is whether Canopy Growth is a great investment right now at the current price and current market cap. And the answer, you will find it in this box. During this video, open the box and you'll find the answer here. Now, if you want to understand that answer, you also have to look at their business, what they do and what's next. If you look at the revenue over the last 3 years, started to go down from 244 million 2023 to 220 to 187 million 2025. And the earnings, as usual for cannabis stocks, they are with minus. A loss of over 2 billion 23, a loss over or close to 500 million 24, and loss of 400 million 25. This is quite bad, because shareholders will pay for those losses through dilution. If you look at the number of shares over the last 3 years, it has increased from, what increased? 4x. 51 million, 23 here. And now, more recently, Q1 2026 fiscal year, 205 million. So you have a 5x in the number of shares. 91 million, 24, 183 million, 2025. It's like this. You own 50% of this company, right? And you divide the other half with the other shareholders. But if they bring more shareholders, they will want a piece from your pie, right? Because you have more shareholders. And as you had a 5x from 51 million to over 205 million, this means your pie will be divided by 1/2 and another half. And even more than that. So we'll get 25%, 12.5%, and then you divide again, 6.25%. So as you can see, your interest in this company got lower and lower as they issued more shares. And this is called dilution. When you see something like this, the stock price is likely to go down over time. And that happened because if you look at the stock price over the last 3 years or 5 years, whatever you want to choose, the time range, you will see a massive decline like this. And it never stops. Now, as the stock price has started to go up in recent days, you might wonder why. So let's look at the balance sheet, cash plus investments, 225 million. Compare this amount with the current market cap, is quite close. But don't forget their debt, 213 million. And if you do the math, subtract debt from their cash plus investments, they are left with almost nothing, just a few millions dollars. So nothing on their balance sheet. Now for Q1 2026 fiscal year, good news, the revenue has started to rebound. They reported a high growth rate. And most of the revenue comes from cannabis, 79% of the revenue comes from there. Adult use, 47%. Medical use, 29%. And international markets, 12%. Plus 20% from vaporizers and accessories. And again, those, they reported here a high growth rate. You also have to know that this company, Canopy Growth, operates in Canada and international. Revenue was up and they reported a high growth rate. Plus, you also have to understand that in recent weeks, there was a big boom, a big upside, a big increase in all cannabis stocks. Their prices went up quite a lot. Because there is this potential for US federal legalization of cannabis. They started to reduce the taxes for cannabis companies in the US, and this may be a driver for a potential US federal legalization. Possible. By the way, this potential US legalization is the main driver for the entire industry. Because over the last 3 years, if you watched those companies, cannabis companies, they always talk about this possible US legalization. And if that happens, Canopy might enter that market, US. But the problem is, in recent 3 to 5 years, that hasn't happened so far. And people, investors, shareholders, hope, they pray for this legalization. But in my view, you don't have to pray, because if you pray, you are likely to lose money. It's like a ticking bomb. Only if the price goes down, and that happens. When you invest in this sector or in any company, you need to have an advantage. And ask yourself, do you have an advantage with this company, Canopy Growth? And if you see that advantage, let me know in the comments. Because when you look at their business, it's like they earn $170 million in revenue, right? They spend all that amount, cost, expenses, and on top of that, you add another loss of $400 million. So what type of business is this that have those huge losses? And by the way, common retail investors like us pay for their losses, their expenses, because they continue to issue more shares, raise money from the public markets, and fund their losing operations. And this is not a great investment. In the long term, the stock price is likely to go down, and who knows, maybe this company may go bankrupt. The only thing you can do, the only people that can make money with this company are those speculators. You speculate on some good news, a new law, and maybe a driver for cannabis legalization in the US. Maybe they get acquired, something like that. You you speculate, you bet based on good news that may come and push the stock price higher from this level. Now, as the market cap is quite small, around 300 million, just some good news can push this price even higher. Because you have people that short the stock, it will go down even more. And then, when good news come, people start buying the stock, goes up, and those buyers force the short sellers to buy back their own stocks. And this produces a short squeeze. That's good, but this doesn't happen every time. You might have right now, it was a short squeeze, then the stock price will decline even more, and then the next one will happen when you have some good news. But till then, and when that will happen, nobody knows. You have to be aware. You read the news, you have to have a time advantage, and then start investing in this company. But again, it's not investing, it's only speculation. And this you don't want to do, to be based only on luck. You need an advantage. Now, to open the box and show you the answer, and I hope you understand it, the answer is no. It's not a great investment. This company is pure speculation. And you don't want that. You don't need luck in your investment. Your investment to rely only on luck. You need some luck, the higher the better, but you need an advantage. And why would you invest in this garbage company instead of choosing to invest in great companies? For instance, go to my profile, press join, choose Titan Investor, and there you can see my portfolio. Go there, and all my stocks that I bought are up, and there are still undervalued companies there. You have also access to an investing course, other in-depth analysis, and bonus a stock prediction challenge. If you can predict the increase in the stock price of Canopy in percentages in the next 30 days, you submit your prediction and it comes true, you get all my money from Titan members. So it's up to you. If you want to stop losing with this company, Canopy Growth, or other companies that aren't great, join my membership and you will make real profits. Plus you get dividends, buybacks, and more opportunities ahead. So it's up to you. And if you have other questions about this company, Canopy Growth, please let me know in the comments.